Happy Sunday, honorable members of the clan. Happy Sunday. So everybody, thank you so much for your response in that other video about Home Affairs, ZAP, and LEP. Oh, some of those comments were exhausting because of my stance with Lesotho. Guys, what you believe in and what I believe in may be two different things. So it is wrong of you to try and impose your beliefs onto somebody else. If you don't like what you hear, there's this thing called scrolling. You don't have to make threats like, oh, I thought you were like this, I was wrong about you. On one thing, that means you are shallow here. And it's an opinion because Lesotho is a country. It's got borders. Your mind should stretch a little and say, oh, this is his opinion. But because of whatever it is that you feel about Basotho people or Lesotho itself, you want to impose it on me? Shallow. To go even as far as threatening me, it shows stupidity, period. You need to respect other people's opinion. If you don't agree with the opinion, either you rebut it in a form of education or you walk away, unsubscribe. Because what I don't like is being told what to do. You don't tell me what to do. I've been holding this opinion since I was in high school when I started getting interest in history. It's like wanting to teach an old dog new tricks. You are wasting your time. Can we be mature? If somebody says something that you don't agree with, either you rebut it with facts. Why? And on top of that, just because you are throwing those facts doesn't mean it will change the person's opinion. It doesn't mean that. Now that you come and you emotionally blackmail me, and then you say, oh, I thought you were like this, I was wrong about you. Hamba. Because you are shallow. I don't, this channel right here, it doesn't accommodate shallow people. This is the clan. If you know that when you can't think beyond your nose, this is not for you. This is not your clan. This is not your tribe. Please move along. Here we respect people's opinions. We respect people's views. We may disagree here and there. I disagree with a lot of people, but you'll never see me going into the comment section and then on top of that, I add a cherry on top by emotionally blackmailing them or emotionally manipulating them. It's wrong. It says a lot about you. Anyways, I thought let me take that and put it aside. Guys, those of you who have been here, I mean, since Cat Matlala got arrested last year in May, what did I say? What did I say he will eventually do? Oh, let me remind you what I said he will eventually do. So I came across an article, Sunday Times, and the Sunday Times was published May 17th, 2026 at 12 a.m. Yeah, about 12 hours ago as me shooting this video at 12 p.m. The article is written by Sabelo Skiti, investigative journalist, and I think the co-investigative journalist or editor is Thanduxolo Jika. And the headline is, Cat Matlala's lawyers in talks about plea deal. What did I say? I said, Cat Matlala, he will play the, like I'm hardcore. You're never gonna break me. You never, hey, listen, being in jail for a long period of time will break you, especially when you realize that all loopholes are closed. You are almost suffocating because the PKTT, the NPA, and all the legal authorities, plus your colleagues, that have been stealing from the public purse, they are, sometimes they would make confessions without knowing they are confessing at the Matlala Commission of Inquiry. So it's not looking good, and it will not look good. So now he decided that I'm going to be selfish because I ain't going to jail for life, and definitely not for people. I said Cat Matlala, if he's kept in prison as long as they can, he will break and he will want to strike a deal. Now, what is striking a deal? Striking a deal with the state is basically approaching the state and saying, hey, listen, I acknowledge all my crimes that I am being accused of, and the evidence is overwhelming. And because the evidence is overwhelming, I also want to sing like a canary, because it seems like all of these things are being put on me. And yet I had co-workers, colleagues, whatever the case might be. And I can also give you the big fish, because what the MPA is going to be looking for from Cat Matlala, who is the big dog? And from what I understand, there are politicians involved if he does sing like a canary. And that's exactly what we want. Because politicians are the ones that hold the power for things to happen. They have the corridor and the keys for these alleged cartel, so that they are able to operate without any disturbance. But anyways, let's go. So yeah, then there are conditions, of course, if you are going to bargain with the state or strike a deal with the state. You have to be 100% without shadow of doubt that you are honest and you are being truthful about what you are going to tell. So in your deposition, you must state events, dates, who was there, who's in control, etc., and so on, venues, what weapons were used, and also who the dealers were and where the supplier comes from, etc., and so on. Where is the 2 billion rand from Tembisa Hospital? Who unalived Babita Diokoran? Who unalived this and who did this? He has to say it without any shadow of doubt, and then attach names to all of these things. Attach names. And then the state will sit down and say, this is helpful. If the state feels all of this is helpful, then they strike a deal. They say, okay, for all the crimes that you are accused of, you were going to be convicted, let's say for each, let's say 15 years. As long as they are concurrent, then it's great. But if they are consecutive, if they're consecutive, it's great. If they're concurrent, I hate that part. But anyway, let's say 25 years so that we don't get this whole concurrent. So each, according to the to the Criminal Procedure Act, this how much it's the prescription is of years you are going to spend in prison. So of course it's going to do the calculations, and I think maybe a century. Of all the criminal charges that he's facing, I think he might actually get a century in prison. If he's not a century, he will get somewhere around a millennium, like 1,000 something years, 2,000 something years. Yeah, we have such criminals who are still in prison, sentenced for thousands of years, others hundreds of years, like your Moses Sithole and all those people. So I hope now you get a picture of what is a plea deal or bargaining with the state is all about. So instead of going to prison for a century, like 100 years, the state, because he was so helpful, they might say, okay, we will reduce this to 20 years. So we'll shave off 80 years and you'll go to prison for 20. Or if he bargains a little bit further and say, I remember something else, because now he wants that 20 probably reduced down to 10 or even 5 years, or even no prison time at all, but under supervision. And I think many people, that's the goal, to be outside of prison, but also going through correctional service supervision. Almost like a house arrest type of situation. You have to ask for permission for everything, but at least you're not going to be in prison where you are facing dropping a soap is going to be a problem type of situation. Okay, I think I have given some foundation on what is plea deal. Now let's get to the article. The article, the summarization, I don't know, subheading, I think it's called, alleged underworld kingpins legal team offer anti-corruption unit information implicating top cops and possibly politicians in graft case. So this one is on graft, meaning corruption. Okay, we not with Tebuko Tobejane and what is the name, Katie Mulifes and all that stuff. So this one is just for corruption, and I think here the goal is to, in my opinion, the goal is to get the big fish, the politicians, being the ones that take the fall. Okay, corruption and attempted murder accused Husmuzi Cat Matlala is engaged in talks about a potential plea deal in return for evidence providing the involvement of senior police officials and possibly politicians in a 228 million rand tender. See what I meant there? I didn't see the senior police part, but the politician part, definitely. The Sunday Times can reveal that Cat Matlala's legal team has approached an investigative directorate against corruption, IDAC, offering its information in return for leniency in the corruption trial in which Matlala is an accused, together with some police top brass, including National Police Commissioner Fanny Masemula. We know with Fanny Masemula, he is accused of being complacent when it comes to PFMA. Not that he was corrupt, but he allowed this happen under his watch. And because it's a law that has criminal offense implications, that's why he is now going to be accused along your Matlalas and all of that stuff. Like I said, the plea bargain is for leniency when it comes to sentencing if he's found guilty. Masemula is facing 4 charges of contravening the Public Finance Management Act, PFMA, while Matlala and others are being prosecuted for corruption, fraud, and money laundering. This week, the state revealed that new information had come to light, adding that it had consulted with Matlala and therefore required a postponement. Ken Matlala has been going in and out of court this month alone. I think he's been to court maybe 2 or 3 times. And yes, I have not said anything about this because I'm still waiting for some more developing information. And now it's getting a little juicier. Consultations with Matlala have been concluded. However, new information has emerged from these consultations, compelling further investigation by the state. IDEC spokesperson Henry Mamotame said, a request by Matlala's attorney to have him kept at Hoshimampur Correctional Facility in box brackets while he waits for second phase of consultations to unfold and be completed timelessly was granted. Oh, so he's no longer going to go back to Ebongo and he's going to be kept in Hoshimampur Correctional Service while he waits, and also further consultation with IDEG and things of that nature. Yesterday's video, I asked, where is Cat Matlala? Now we know he's in Hoshimampur. The Sunday Times understands that initial attempts by IDEC to get a statement from Matlala were stymied. What does that even mean? I have to look it up. I've never come across this word before. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Cha, what is going on, you big English people? Well, I always look things up if I don't know what they mean so that we can have... so it means... it's a verb. It means informal, past tense, stymied, or is it stalemate? Okay, or whatever. Prevent or hinder the progress of. Oh, okay. Why didn't they just say that? I don't get it. Let's read that again. The Sunday Times understands that initial attempts by IDEC to get a statement from Matlala were, what's the word again? They were hidden. Is it hidden? Or they hinder the Department of Correctional Services delays in moving Matlala from Ebongweni Supermax prison in Kokstad, KwaZulu-Natal to Hoshimampuru CMAX in Pretoria. A source in the criminal justice cluster said Matala was now willing to make a deal with IDEC. And I think this is going to be a trend with Cat Matlala, especially when it comes to like murder and all that other stuff that are far more serious. He's going to bargain with the state there as well. I think the one that he will not be able to bargain with the state is with the Tobejane allegations. This is a very serious issue that is box brackets causing divisions because others are of the view that there should be no deal. However, Matlala might be offering IDEC some of the big fish, like I said, involved in that corruption case. Exactly. And I agree that they should bargain with him so that we get the big fish. Because if the big fish keeps slithering away, I know it's a snake that slithers, that swims away, they will still do it, guys. They will just pop kancane and then they will do it again. We cannot. The fight with correctional services was just the tip of the iceberg. As IDEC wants him to give up certain people, said the source. Another insider with intimate knowledge of the negotiations said Matlala's legal team had approached IDEC but added that whatever plea agreement was reached, it was impossible for Matlala. It was impossible Matlala would be granted immunity. Interesting. Granting Matlala immunity is out of the question. But he's giving you stuff, isn't he? Okay, this is like the opposing view. How would it look like Jerry Poshoka still missing, said the insider. Poshoka, a businessman, was kidnapped in Centurion in 2024 and has never been found despite his abductors demanding an initial 60 million rand and then a 10 million rand ransom for his return. This one is going to be interesting, and I think he is going to keep this one very close to his chest as an ace, the Poshoka one. He will first want to see how the state is going to deal with this. The state wants Poshoka back, dead or alive. So I think he's going to keep this one close to his chest. Maybe use it as a bargaining tool as well at some stage. Documents seen by the Sunday Times suggest that authorities are playing a calculated game of jurisdictional chess in respect of Matlala. I agree. On March 25, a warrant for detention was issued for Matlala to be held at Hoshimampuru until his next court appearance on April 7. However, just 3 days later, on March 28, Matlala was transported to Ebongweni, nearly 700 kilometers away without the knowledge or consent of the prosecution. So he's based in Ebongweni, but because of his very close dated court appearances, plus now he's with IDEC, he is now being stationed or based, temporary based in Hoshimampuru. Kind of like makes sense. Advocate Andrea Johnson, IDEC's head, did not mince her words in a memorandum sent to the National Commissioner of Correctional Services on March 31. The prisoner was kept at Hoshimampuru prison until March 28, 2026, but was moved to Ebongweni Supermax despite his warrant of detention stipulating that he stay at Hoshimampuru prison until April 7, 2026, Johnson said in the letter. She noted that Matala was moved before critical consultations with IDEC investigators and his own legal representatives could be finalized. But was there any communication between IDEC and Correctional Services? Well, this is government. Communication is not the best forte. Should the Department of Correctional Services official violate the order of court again, as they did this past week, then we will have to engage you and those officials, as this conduct constitutes an attempt to defeat and or obstruct the ends of justice. Yeah. So no, I think it's miscommunication. That's my take. This is miscommunication because government is bad with communication. Can you imagine department to department? That will even be just worse. I don't think there's a strategy because to what end? To what end? DCS spokesperson Singabako Ngumalo said the department had been working with and would continue to work with relevant entities in the criminal justice system. This covers a wide range of subjects, including warrant and the detention of tenders. Okay, guys, I think I'm now reading ezinye izinto, but my interest was on the plea bargain. But let me read the last three paragraphs. So I skipped a whole lot because it's just talking about other things. He also said he felt deeply betrayed and used the Mkhunu and top police official ultimately failed to protect him or block his arrest. Okay, this is not going to make sense why we got here. Matala also believes the two double-crossed him when his 360 million rand police health service tender was abruptly cancelled owing to irregularities. Okay, I think they just started adding up other things. But the point here is Cat Matlala may be bargaining with the state and is going to give up some big fish. That's what we want. We want him to give up some big fish. And also, I discovered that now we're moving to Bramukhodzi. Bramukhodzi ain't happy behind bars. And he is accusing the state of malicious prosecution and wrongful arrest. And I'm like, wait a minute, but isn't wrongful prosecution is when you do go through the malicious prosecution and the state does not have evidence to why they are prosecuting you. You see what is happening to Ntanzi and Sibiya? That is what you call malicious prosecution because they are going through the process and the state is failing dismally. And so at the end of the case, that's when Ntanzi and Sibiya lodges a lawsuit against the state for malicious prosecution. He hasn't even appeared in court yet, just to say hello to the magistrate on Monday. But he's already crying malicious prosecution and wrongful arrest. On the wrongful arrest, okay, that one is his opinion, and I'm not going to argue with his opinion, but the evidence, according to the prosecution, is that he defeated the ends of justice. That's the allegation. But trying to assassinate himself and also wasting state resources. So he's going to have to fight this one off. He has to prove, well, he doesn't have to prove. It's the state that's going to prove that he lied. He perjured himself. And as a result, he wasted state resources. Maybe the Matala Commission of Inquiry themselves might throw in their own charge because he did this the day before he was to appear at the Matala Commission of Inquiry. So I don't know. But malicious prosecution, so you have to go through the prosecution. And then when the judge says not guilty or acquitted, then you go and lodge a lawsuit of malicious prosecution. Probably even defamation of character. I don't know. Anyways, those are my thoughts today. And it's quite interesting what's happening in South Africa. I keep waiting. I keep looking at my phone for breaking news or something. This time, I think it's too late for that. Is it? I think it's too late. Anyways, we shall keep our eyes and ears on the ground. If anything breaks, I'll come back and say, "Tada! Somebody is behind bars and will be appearing tomorrow along Bram Hosi or whatever the case might be." Thank you all so much, and I will see you next time. And I am still reading emails, guys, and responding to emails. If I haven't gotten to yours yet, I'm not ignoring you. It's just that I've got a lot of emails coming through, suggestions, and even seeing people sharing stories with me. Yeah, but I appreciate everything, guys. I'm reading and I'm going to respond in due course. All right. Thank you all so much. Whatever you do, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones. Defend this country with everything you got. We are under attack, y'all. Goodbye.